Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, so today we are bringing you a massive breaking update straight from the global energy markets. Seriously, if you're anywhere in the manufacturing, plastics, or polymer space, you are going to want to pay absolutely close attention to this one. We've got an announcement that's fundamentally set to reshape market dynamics as we know them. I'm honestly thrilled to break this data down for you today because understanding these shifts, well, that's exactly how you stay ahead of the curve. So grab a notepad, get focused, and let's jump right in.
All right, let's start with the staggering number right here, $11. In a totally historic shift, Saudi Arabia's state-owned oil giant, Saudi Aramco, has literally just slashed its official selling prices for crude oil to Asia by a whopping $11 a barrel. And this is specifically targeting deliveries for August 2026. Guys, this isn't just some minor market correction. This is a wildly aggressive reduction.
To really put that $11 drop into perspective, think about the number 26. This is the single largest price cut for Asian customers that the market has seen in at least 26 years. No joke. We're talking about over 2 decades of established pricing history basically getting completely upended in one single maneuver. The ripple effects from a move this huge, they're undeniably going to be felt across the entire global polymer and plastics value chain.
Section 1. The new pricing structure, redefining Asian crude deals.
So here's what it looks like on paper. Saudi Aramco is now setting the price of their flagship Arab Light crude at a highly competitive $1.50 discount relative to standard regional benchmarks. This sweeping move completely changes the calculus for crude buyers operating in the Asian market. By undercutting the regional benchmarks so decisively, Aramco is sending a super clear, very loud signal to the market about exactly what their pricing strategy is going to be moving forward.
Moving on to Section 2. Market drivers. Why the sudden drop?
We really have to ask ourselves, what exactly are the macro and geopolitical factors pushing a historic price drop like this? Moves like this absolutely do not happen in a vacuum, right? Well, it's fascinating how these 4 drivers sequentially trigger one another. First up, this decision follows a noticeable cooling of global geopolitical tensions. And actually, because of that cooling, we're seeing our second point. Shipping through the vital Strait of Hormuz is finally returning to normal. As those logistics start to smooth out, we hit point 3. A huge, noticeable rise in worldwide supply, specifically with major Middle Eastern producers like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Iraq actively ramping up their output. And finally, all of this culminates in point 4, intense, aggressive competition among these producers to secure and really lock in their market share right here in Asia. It's basically a perfect storm of supply and logistics pushing prices down.
Section 3. Real-time market alerts. An AI-powered chatbot.
Now, if you want to receive daily crude oil updates, NAFTA costs, weekly reports, and even future price predictions sent directly to your phone, getting this set up is incredibly simple. Step 1, save this number, +91 93746 24365. Step 2, just shoot the keyword crude via WhatsApp. And step 3, our AI-powered chatbot will send you instant updates within like 5 seconds. It is such a brilliant, high-tech way to stay instantly informed without missing a beat.
Okay, let's pivot the narrative a bit away from global crude news and look directly at your day-to-day micro-reality. How does this historic $11 per barrel cut actually impact downstream polymers? Like, what does this mean for the everyday reality of the downstream industry?
Well, the absolutely crucial point here is the direct correlation. Feedstock costs, specifically NAFTA, are just intrinsically linked to crude oil trends. So, when you have aggressive crude pricing and falling crude oil trends on one side, it directly translates to drastically lower, plunging NAFTA feedstock costs down the line. The raw material literally just gets cheaper, plain and simple.
And that right there leads to the primary takeaway for processors today. Massive relief for polymer manufacturing. This sharp decline in raw material costs is going to provide immediate, tangible relief to a polymer sector that has, quite honestly, been grappling with severe margin compression over the last several months. If you've been feeling that painful squeeze on your margins, this aggressive pricing strategy by Saudi Aramco signals a pivotal and much-needed moment of relief.
Section 4. Industry outlook. Ramping up production.
It's super helpful to contrast where we've been with where we're going. Looking at the recent past, the industry just suffered through relentless cost-push inflation, severe margin compression, and consequently, totally constrained operating rates. But look at the future outlook driven by this price cut. We're expecting moderating inflation, significant cost relief, and as a direct catalyst for all of that, plants are highly likely to finally ramp up their operating rates.
Asian downstream producers finally have the breathing room to increase production.
However, and as an explainer, it is my job to keep you grounded here. A quick word of caution. Global demand volatility still remains. While your feedstock costs are dropping and inflation is moderating, processors, and really the industry at large, must still strategically navigate around ongoing, totally unpredictable global demand. You kind of have to balance the excitement of cheaper raw materials with a very smart, calculated approach to market demand.
Ultimately, you have to remember this is a highly calculated maneuver. It is, as industry experts put it, a clear, definitive effort by major oil exporters to secure their market share, sure, but also to restore long-term stability to the entire energy-to-polymer value chain. They want a stable, predictable manufacturing landscape just as much as downstream producers do.
And that brings us to the end of our comprehensive breakdown of Saudi Aramco's historic move. To keep getting these highly informative, data-driven insights, please subscribe, like, and share this explainer with your industry friends and business networks. Oh, and for any immediate assistance, buying requirements, or selling leads, you can contact the dedicated relationship manager directly at +91 9313 824365 or just visit POLYMERBAZAAR.com.
So, I'll leave you with this final, provocative thought. The historic $11 cut is officially here. Naphtha costs are plunging. With your margins finally decompressing after months of severe pressure, is your facility truly ready to capitalize on this next massive wave of polymer production? It is time to strategize, adapt, and make this data work for you. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating market shift. Until next time, stay focused and keep learning.